Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn natural and cultural heritage. See what is natural heritage? That you know that natural heritage is that which is obtained from nature, but correct definition, the result of close relationship between nature, environment and human life. That we are dependent on nature. There is a close relation between nature, environment and human life. Then it is known as natural heritage. So what does it include? Natural heritage includes mountains, forest, desert, rivers, streams, seas, trees, plants, creepers, flowers, insect, leaves, landscape, minerals, vegetation, plants and animals. So these all things are included in natural heritage. So question can be asked, what is included in natural heritage? So you have to answer this part. Now the question is, how can you say that there is a close relationship with nature? How can we say that there is a close relationship with nature? So examples are there. Panchatantra, they are the stories, and Jatak tales. Panchatantra and Jatak tales, they are the stories that are totally based on nature. Classical and folk musics, they are also based on nature, either on the sun god, moon god, okay, mountains, rivers. Several ragas are there. That is morning, evening, afternoon. So they all are dependent upon day only, period of a day. Period of a day means morning, evening, afternoon, night, like this. So with the help of Panchatantra, Jatak Kathas, next classical and folk music, even Ayurveda medicine. Unani is also medicine like Ayurveda only. It is also dependent upon nature. Unani is a medicine, and nature cure disease, nature cure medicines are there. They all are based on nature only. So you can say there is a close relationship between nature and human life. See the Panchatantra and Jatak Kathas. This is a cover page for the storybooks. The stories are dependent upon the nature. Now one by one you are going to learn what is included in natural heritage. The first is landscape. To understand landscape, you can to understand landscape take the example of Himalayas. You can say Himalaya is where very useful trees are there, vegetation is there, minerals are there. Even you can see the strange birds, animals, mountain peak covered with snow, brimming river, that is ever always flowing rivers. So they all are given from nature. So you can say landscape is also a gift from the nature. If you keep in your mind the Himalayas, further you can see there is a forest of the Rai in the foothill of Himalayas. Many pilgrim places are there like Amarnath, Badrinath, Kedarnath. Many big peaks are there, summits are like Nandan Devi. They all are in Himalayas. So overall you can say that the landscape is also as a natural heritage. Landscape as a natural heritage. See the Himalayas. Next comes rivers. Rivers are also included. Rivers are very important question. Uh, Rivers are considered as a lok mata. Rivers are considered as a lok mata. So you have to know it. Rivers have been providing natural ways since ancient. Natural ways means for the transportation. Even our culture, our Indian culture is flourished on the bank of river Indus and Ravi. If you talk about the rivers, there are so many names like Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Narmada, Godavari, Krishna. They all are the rivers. They all have deeply influenced us. Because how you can say? So the answer is in next. See, because rivers are first of all source for drinking water. It is also used for domestic purpose, cleaning, washing. It is used in agriculture, that is irrigation. It is used for electricity. Even it is used for waterways. Moreover, what is the use of river? Use of river is it is used in industries also. Clay utensils for plastering, building houses. The river waters are used. And at last, it is a source for the inspiration for artists. If you see artists like singer, writer, poet, their works are all associated with the nature only, with the river side only. So we can see the river is considered as a lokmata. First you have to name the rivers and afterwards uses of the. After seeing the uses of the rivers, we can say that we are very deeply influenced by it. See the next, vegetation. Vegetation is also included in uh, natural heritage. So what is vegetation means trees. We can say that we are environment lover. How its proof is that there is a lot of love, affection towards the flowers and shrubs and plants. We can see the people, they are very much close associated with the flowers, shrubs and plants. Even human beings, birds and animals, they are dependent upon trees only for the food. At last we can see we are worshipping the trees like banyan tree, people tree, basil, that is a tulsi. So with this you can say that we are closely associated with the trees and we are the vegetation lovers. Similarly, we are very closely associated with wildlife also. Now you might be understanding that how we say there is a close relationship between the environment, human and nature. So this is clear. Even we are associated with the wildlife. We can say that India is a nature lover since ancient time. We are animal lover also. How can we say animal lover? So varieties of animals are found in forest. Even we can say Asian lions in the world, you can see only in Gir forest of Gujarat. Another thing is our national currency. They are having the, which are of very high value. It is having the figures of lion, horse and bull. Well, national emblem is there. So with these examples we can say that we are totally associated with the wildlife. Even wildlife reserves are there. Reserves where the wildlife are protected, like sanctuaries are there, national parks are there. It is useful for wildlife. So this was regarding the natural heritage. Now the cultural heritage. Cultural heritage is known as a man-made heritage. It is a man-made heritage. Now, perfect definition for the cultural heritage, that is whatever is received or created by humans with his tact, that is intelligence, with his knowledge, wisdom, art and skill, that is called as cultural heritage. If a question is asked what is cultural heritage, it is that whatever we have received या फिर we have created. Now for example, Taj Mahal, Qutub Minar, so many temples are there that we have received or we are making, creating, that is Sardar Vallabhbhai statue. So this, how it is created, it is created by our wisdom, tact, knowledge and skill. So it is known as a cultural heritage. Now examples, how can you say that how can we say that uh, our heritage is 5000 years old. So in Indus Valley civilization we can see the certain figures of god and goddess, humans, animals figures are there, several toys are there, even sculpture of a bearded man, statue of a dancer. These all things we have obtained from excavation done in Indus Valley civilization. That's why we say Indus Valley civilization is a very ancient civilization. We have found these all things, and after seeing these all things, we can know that it is very old and it is 5000 years old, and that's why we should feel proud of our cultural heritage. See the sculpture of a bearded man. This is a sculpture of a bearded man. It is found after the excavation done from the Indus Valley civilization. Further, if you see, so many things are there, like a bullock or lion on inverted lotus. A inverted lotus is there. On it we can see the figure of a bullock or lion. That is of Mauryan era. Next, statue of Gautam Buddha is found. Next, statue of Jain Tirthankars. Next, cave of Ellora caves, Ajanta caves. They all are the examples. We can see that it is very ancient and it has deeply influenced us. So what is cultural heritage? In short, you can say the big palaces, buildings, sculptures, stupas, viharas, chaityas, temple, fort, tomb, forts, gates. These all things are included in cultural heritage only. These all are, in short, what is included in cultural heritage? The answer is this one. Now what is sculpture, stupas, viharas, chaityas, that you are going to learn very deeply in further chapters. So I hope it is clear what is natural heritage and what is cultural heritage.